Hey everyone, have you read the book Think and Grow Rich? I mean, it's one of the most passed around recommended books out there. And this is somewhat ironic because just last week I dropped an episode talking about just in time versus just in case. And so I'll read a book just in case versus just in time. That said, there's always a couple books out there that kind of fall in this space that don't exactly attribute to some problem in the business, but can help you in your own personal development journey. So where do books like that fall? Well, I really don't know. I do think that this is a book that I had for years before I actually finally said, you know what, I think I'm actually going to read this book. And so I've heard that from many people. They say, yeah, I've got that book and I want to read it. And so this is not going to be a deep dive into that book or into all the reasons why you should read that book from Napoleon Hill. But I do want to talk about one specific principle that is inside of there, and it's called the Mastermind principle. In fact, the idea of a mastermind, which is floated around a lot in business circles, actually originated from Napoleon Hill and has, of course, carried on. And so you may hear people talking about, I've got my mastermind group that I'm a part of. One of the groups I'm actually in, they refer to it as a mastermind group. And so it took me back to where does this idea of the mastermind resonate? Or where did it come from initially? And I was sharing this with someone on my team, and I said, you know what? I think I'm actually going to do a podcast on that. And not only because it came up the other day in conversation, but also because of something that we're doing next week that I thought may be helpful to you as well. And I kind of contextualize it for you. So in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he defines the mastermind principle as this: the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. Now, I could do an episode itself sitting on or talking about definite purpose or definiteness of purpose, etc. That whole concept that he spends a tremendous amount of time talking about in Think and Grow Rich. So here are some of the key aspects that resonate from that book, and I actually have 7 of them for you today. So number 1, the power of collective minds. See, Hill argues in that book that when 2 or more minds come together, they create a third mind, which is more powerful than the individual minds. And this is also kind of gets into a maxim, which is no one is as smart as everyone, or none of us are as smart as all of us, right? I mean, that is not only good saying, but it's actually factually true. Not one person is smarter than the collectiveness of everyone in the room. And that collective mind can access ideas and insights that the individuals alone may not be able to reach. Number 2, synergy and harmony. The power of a mastermind comes from the harmony between its members. I really love the power of words here. And I think that word harmony is one that I just purposely don't use. Maybe not purposely don't use. I just don't use very purposefully in my language every day, but I really love it. This harmony will create a synergistic effort or a synergistic effect where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. I love that. I think that's great. So number 1, the power of collective minds. When 2 or more people together, they come and form together a third mind. And number 2, synergy and harmony. There's harmony between the members that create a synergistic effect where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts. Number 3, economic advantage. Hill suggests in the book that masterminds can lead to economic advantages through the sharing of knowledges, resources, connections. And I would even go on to say that one specifically is that you're able to shorten the time frame to be able to get, say, to $1 million in top line revenue or to $3 million because you're learning from everyone else in the group. Number 4, infinite intelligence. Hill believed that a mastermind group could tap into a form of infinite intelligence, accessing knowledge and inspiration beyond the ordinary. A lot of times if we're just around other people to be able to see what's possible, one of the best things that I do, I'm not going to show it, but I'm actually in a text message group right now with one of the mastermind groups I'm a part of, scheduling time. Are we going to go to Phoenix? And, there's a bazillion text messages coming in. And the reality is it is challenging finding all of the right time for these very busy business owners with families of their own to find the time to get together. But everybody sees the value of it because it helps us to be able to think larger and think bigger when we're around each other. Number 5, regular meetings. He really emphasizes in the book the importance of regular structured meetings to maintain the power of the mastermind. Number 6, diverse perspectives. He'll advocated for including people with diverse skills and expertise in a mastermind group. And what I would say to that is that it's very, very valuable to get around people who are in your specific industry. That said, it is also equally as valuable, and then sometimes more so, valuable to be around other people who are not in your specific industry so you can learn from other people. It's specifically what we do within my program, Blueprint OS. The best investments I've been able to make have been around with other people, myself, with from people with different industries and backgrounds, different skill sets, broad set, etc. I've learned so much from that, and hence why we designed Blueprint OS for that specifically. Yes, is there a lot of, I know our listener base is a lot of insurance agency owners. Are there a lot of those in our program? Absolutely. But bringing in other people that can look at things from a different perspective, really valuable. Number 7, accountability and support. Members of a mastermind hold each other accountable and provide support in achieving goals. And I think that this is just specifically around like the idea where, when you're accountable to somebody else outside of yourself, you're typically going to get more done. And if we hold ourselves to the same standards that we ask other people to hold us accountable to, but there's really something powerful whenever you share your goals and dreams and aspirations in front of other people so they can help hold you accountable. And then, of course, he cited a lot of historical examples, which at that time still was like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie's Steel Empire, the Wright brothers, etc. And so what's the end of the day application for us as modern business owners? I think number 1, choosing your members or your mastermind part carefully based on shared values and complementary skills. Number 2, set clear objectives for the group. Number 3, meet regularly, maintain a structured format. Number 4, foster an environment of trust and open communication. Number 5, commit to supporting each other's growth and success. So those were 7 key points, aspects, and then 5 applications for us today. When this drops just a few days from now, we're taking our group on one of our retreats. We're going to Big Cedar Lodge in Missouri. We get together twice a year in person. I love what we can do in Zoom through our quarterlies, our weekly sessions, etc. But there's nothing like being in person, and we call it the Beat the Odds Retreat for a specific reason. So if you'd like to potentially join us at one of our mastermind groups, you can check that out to become potentially applied to be a Blueprint member. If you go to blueprintos.com, you can book in a call, somebody on our team. We can chat about what we do and see if potentially we're a good fit. So anyway, I'm really excited to be with our members at Big Cedar Lodge. We're in that area next week, Table Rock Lake. We're going to be definitely playing some golf. So for the golfers out there, we play some golf. We're also going to do some other activities. So I'm sure I'll be sharing some key takeaways from our Beat the Odds retreat and mastermind whenever we get back from Big Cedar here in a few weeks. All right, everyone. Hope this served you well. Go out, go be great, and lead well.